Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to San Juan, Puerto Rico. In case if you missed part one, I need to grab my shoes, of this trip, I am here in Puerto Rico with my younger sister. We do an annual trip together, and this year we decided to come to San Juan, Puerto Rico. And yesterday we had such a relaxing morning, hanging out by the pool, and then we had a very adventurous afternoon horseback riding along the beach. It was seriously incredible. Today will be interesting, but it should be very fun because we have another awesome excursion planned for the day. I changed into pretty much workout attire and I have on my bathing suit underneath because we are going hiking and in search of waterfalls at the El Yunque rainforest. But first, since we're gonna be gone for most of the day, I'm definitely gonna need breakfast. After about an hour of driving from Condado Beach, that's the area we're staying at, we have arrived at the rainforest. We have just started our hike, and if you ever plan on doing this, make sure you wear good shoes that you also don't care if they get extremely muddy and dirty because the trail is very muddy and slippery. But fun fact we just learned from our guide is that the bamboo trees here in Puerto Rico grow 6 inches per day. Isn't that crazy? It's awesome. We just came down this really narrow passageway. This is so cool. You have to be really careful when you're climbing down all of this stuff though, because it is super, super slippery. We were just able to stand under a waterfall, which was so cool. My sister and I took pictures together, and now we are continuing our hike to a water slide.
Ayúdame a esas dos,
Sit down, legs straight, and just go? Okay. We both did that.
1, 2, 3.
We are heading back to the car now so we can head back to San Juan to our hotel. But oh my gosh, what an incredible day. That was so much fun, so much adrenaline. I feel like my legs are still shaking from jumping, but that was really, really awesome. After a very adventurous and fun afternoon, we took a relaxing car ride back to San Juan. The scenery of the drive was beautiful, and along the way we stopped for lunch. I had a delicious chicken empanada with beans and rice and probably the largest avocado I've ever eaten. By the time we got back to our hotel, it was pouring rain. The rain has slowed down though, so we actually just took a quick 5-10 minute Uber ride to Old San Juan, and we're gonna walk around and see all of the pretty buildings and the historical sites. After we walked around Old San Juan, we came back to our hotel room and actually took a nap for a while. We were both exhausted from everything that we did earlier, but now we have actually just walked to dinner. are back at our hotel now, and this is what happens when you have two girls stay in a hotel room for 3 days. We have seriously made such a mess, but we're just gonna leave it. We're exhausted and we'll clean it up tomorrow morning. We do check out of the hotel and leave to go back home tomorrow, but in the morning we're hoping that we can still do a little bit more time at the pool and maybe walk along the beach a little bit more. But right now I am just gonna read this book, The Perfect Marriage, and then go to bed. So I will see you all in the morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry you might not be able to hear me over the music that is playing right now, but we are currently out by the pool just relaxing and hanging out before we need to clean up our room, pack, and get ready to head home. There is just something that is so nice though about being out here, feeling the sun on your skin and listening to the waves of the ocean and hearing the music in the back. It's just such a vibe. It's just such a good energy feeling. We are just going to continue enjoying our last morning here in San Juan, and then we'll get ready to go back to Dallas. I just got out of the shower. We're back in our hotel room now and starting to pack to head home. This is my least favorite part of every trip, is packing. But what I will say is we have had a fantastic time here in Puerto Rico, and when I'm home, I do plan on giving you guys a full review and my honest thoughts on this destination and our vacation. But for now, it's time to clean up. And as sad as I am to be leaving this little slice of paradise, I am equally excited to head home so I can be with Eric and Luna. I have really missed them this trip. Oh my gosh, Miss Luna, are you just the queen of the bed? Hi, cutie. It's been a few days since I have vlogged. Obviously, as you can tell, I am back home from Puerto Rico. I did not buy a magnet on this trip because I already had this one from one of my previous times in San Juan. My sister flew back here to Dallas with me and she stayed the night, but then the next day she had to fly home to Salt Lake City, Utah. That's where she lives, but we had an awesome time together. Now that I am back and I've been home for a few days, I've had some time to really process the trip. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of, I guess, a review of the destination and my thoughts about the things that we did. First off, I just want to start by saying that I found Puerto Rico to be a very beautiful destination. And for those of you who didn't know, if you are a US resident, Puerto Rico is a US territory, so you don't even need a passport to go there. We stayed at the Condado Ocean Club, which was a beautiful beachfront property, and I think I forgot to mention in my first video that this was actually an adults only resort. So great for adult getaways. However, if you are traveling with kids, obviously that wouldn't be a good choice for you. I also want to note that many of you ask why I don't share hotel info for a lot of my different flight attendant vlogs, and that is because as crew members, I am not allowed to share on social media the names of the hotels that we stay at, and that is just for crew security reasons. However, since this trip was a personal trip, just me and my sister, and I quadruple checked this is not a hotel where crew members stay at, I feel comfortable sharing the name of where we stayed. Okay, so let's talk about the food. Throughout the resort and the surrounding areas, I found the food to be delicious. I do think that the meals at the hotel were a bit overpriced, but they also came with the gorgeous ocean view, so I really can't complain. I don't know if this is a Puerto Rican thing, but both my sister and I noticed that every time our food came out to our table, it was scorching hot, like almost too hot to eat. And I'm not talking about spice level, I'm talking about temperature wise. The food was obviously really good, but oh my gosh, it was so hot. I even burnt my tongue a few times, and this wasn't just at one place, this was across the board. Like every restaurant we went to was like this. So yeah, the food was delicious, but very hot. Let's talk about the destination of Puerto Rico itself. Puerto Rico is absolutely beautiful. You have everything from mountains to rainforest to beaches. And I truly felt like I was living amongst locals, just doing their day-to-day activities and living their lives, rather than at some resorts where I've stayed at where it feels like the locals commute in just to go to work. So I didn't feel like I was solely surrounded by tourists, which for us felt like a really cool way to still feel like we were immersed within the Puerto Rican culture while obviously still being tourists. Safety-wise, my sister and I felt safe walking around. However, I will say, as always, it is important to stay vigilant and aware of your surroundings no matter where you are. And the other thing I will say too is that my sister and I did not go out after dark. I think the only time that we were out maybe kind of late was one night when we were walking back from dinner at around 8 p.m. If you are going to make the trip to Puerto Rico, I highly recommend booking some excursions. The different things that my sister and I got to do really made the trip so much fun for us. If you watched my first video from this two-part series, then you saw that my sister and I, the second day we were there, we did the horseback riding excursion through the rainforest and the beach, which was awesome. And then obviously, as you saw in this video, we did the half-day excursion where we got to slide and swing and jump through El Yunque rainforest, which, let me tell you, I actually cannot believe that I did the cliff jumping part of that excursion because I am terrified of heights and I almost didn't do it. I was psyching myself out. I was so nervous and terrified, but I saw that everybody else in the group was doing it and I thought, if they can do it, I can do it too. If you book an excursion that also includes transportation options, I would highly recommend taking advantage of that because I think I would have gotten so lost trying to just drive myself and my sister around trying to figure out where to go. Also, Uber is very cheap and convenient in San Juan. I will put links in the video description box below to the hotel we stayed at and the excursions we did if you are interested in them. I also should mention that we went the week after Labor Day weekend, so I feel like a lot of people probably did their traveling throughout Labor Day weekend, and when we were there, it wasn't crowded at all. It was a very relaxing and peaceful atmosphere. Another thing that I will point out is it did rain a lot while we were there, so make sure that you bring an umbrella and, you know, stuff like that. We had a great time, and I can honestly say that I would highly recommend Puerto Rico as a vacation spot. If you are starting to brainstorm and think of different places you want to travel to, you should definitely add that to your list. I don't think I have anything else to say, so if you have any other questions, please put them in the comment section below and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you all are having a fabulous day and I'll see you next time. Bye.